hello, and welcome to another Saturday here on Entertainment Circle. I love Saturdays because Saturday is always chill and we're all relaxed, calming down ourselves from the stress of the week. And today is not exceptional because it's going to be really an interesting day. It's going to be fun and funny. And today I'm also in the studio with a lovely person who is a fashion designer. But trust me, outside fashion, there are so much more that we're going to also be looking at. We're going to be looking at so many things. And trust me, we want you to also participate. So for any reason, if you have anything you want to share, you have an opinion you want to share with us, you can also join us on our social media page and we're going to acknowledge your presence. Now, moving on, 1 year ago, there's this amazing talent, a young man, very interesting man. Yeah, his light didn't really shine that bright because, there were so many obstacles on his way and he is now 1 year gone. Yeah, it's a very sad story. I think when Mohbad died, we all felt it in our, but I felt like someone I was quite related with, and talking about him really makes me a little bit emotional because seeing a very young talent, very interesting person, nice person, somebody who has it all, and then he tried to push so hard to get to a level in his life, and one thing happened, and yes, we're not going to live forever, but at least let's enjoy the fruit of our labor. Now, before we get into details with this story, I will like you to meet my guest for today. Hi, Grace. Welcome
Hi,
to Entertainment Circle today.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Always a pleasure.
I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, I know. You look really gorgeous. You look really beautiful today.
Thank
and I know
you.
It's Saturday, so maybe you just want to do the baby girl thing today.
Yeah. So I just didn't think it was. Yeah, I had to look extra because come on, it's weekend, it's Saturday, so we don't have to look too much. So I just.
So okay,
Yeah.
fine girl. I'm fine. So what else?
Yeah, there was no need to go the extra mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I just want us to get to talk about Mohbad, and we know that he sadly died at a very young age, at 27, and last year he was I think 1 year yesterday, and that brought about lots of people trying to talk about him, trying to see all the good things and the beautiful things that he has done. And when Mohbad passed away, I don't know, I really felt a kind of way as if it's my relative. I don't know how you felt about it, but because I've not really had that conversation with you, I would like you to tell me, how did you really feel when the whole thing happened?
Like it didn't feel like it was a random artist that we usually watch online, and it just felt like there was this feeling of great loss. I don't know, a lot of people felt that way. I don't know, maybe because there were a lot of controversies surrounding his death and all of that, but there was this feeling of loss and hurt that I felt, and it was really sad because I think a lot of people didn't get to know him. A lot of people didn't know him as well. He was a very good artist, and I feel like he had a lot to give. So it was just so sad that his life was cut short at that early age and all of that. But it's just a sad one for his fans and the music industry here.
Right. And another thing again that really baffles me, there are so many controversies, just like you mentioned, that he's dead, as so many revelations that came, so many speculations, family crisis, his mom not getting to align with the dad not getting to align with the mom. There was an autopsy that also, I think we never get to understand what happened. What was the autopsy result? They said, okay, he wasn't feeling well. I didn't just get, but there was no clarity, in his death. And I don't know. And the issue that came with his dad, I remember when he died, the dad was doing music. They said the dad was wearing Mohbad's outfit, his clothes, and all of that. And to me, I don't know, I didn't take that nicely. I was not trying to imagine myself, God forbid. Okay, imagine I just died, and then the next thing, when you're supposed to fight for me, you're supposed to grieve for me, you're supposed to say, I'm your child. Even if we don't have that good relationship, you know, there are so many people that at the end of the day, you get to, I've seen instances where people lose a loved one, and at the end of the day, maybe after that, there are so many things that will make you want to think and just go beyond trying to figure out your differences. Yes, it's not there, but then even in his death, you're trying to see how you can make peace with yourself and God and the person. But this particular issue with his dad and his mom and the whole outfit thing, I don't know, I think you should share your opinion with me. Maybe I'm just having my own thoughts, and maybe I'm...
Okay, so I feel like there are a lot of unanswered questions. There are a lot of things we need to know, we want to find out, but I don't think we can get the answers to those questions anymore, because as we all know, he's dead and gone. So, and there are a lot of things we can't get clarity on, because he's the only one that can give us that clarity that we need, right? And talking about his dad, I feel like it's just sad that you lose a child. I don't know what it is for him. I don't know if he was taking advantage of the death or something. I don't know, but it just felt like, to me, I felt like he was taking advantage of the whole popularity that came with the death of his son and all of that. I know sometimes things happen, and based on the circumstance, you get exposure and all of that. Yes, he got that exposure, but I felt like there was no I didn't see him mourning his son. Yes, I didn't see him mourning the son. I just felt like he was just all about the popularity he was getting from the death of his son and all of that, and it was just so sad to watch. So talking about the autopsy, I don't even think we got anything result from that, which is sad as well. And then the DNA.
Right, another thing that really brought a whole lot of controversy, this DNA thing.
Yeah, so it was just, everything about the death of that guy is just so sad, because there's no clarity, nobody knows what actually happened, nobody can say,
nobody's owning up to nothing.
So it's just a sad one. Really.
Okay, I think at some point I didn't even remember the DNA thing, but I don't now realize that, okay, about this DNA, what do you think, like on a personal level, like, what do you think about DNA itself? Because, you know, I understand from the angle at which, you know, you're telling a mother who knows the father of her child to go have a DNA or go undergo DNA for confirmation that, yes, this child is your child or this child is for Mohbad. And at the same time, it can be two ways. It can be true that, yes, this child is Mohbad's child, and then you're trying to force me to go into DNA, and it can be that this child genuinely is not Mohbad's child. Because for me, if you are having issues with, let's say, your in-law, because this lady is married to their son, right? So these are your in-laws, and then you're having issues with them. At first, I didn't accept the DNA. I was looking at it, but when this guy was alive, you people didn't ask for DNA. Now that he's nowhere to be found and you're asking for DNA, why that? And I know if it's me and I find myself in situations like that, I'll be like, okay, people are pressuring me. Okay, maybe you want your doctor. I don't want your doctor, because anything can happen. Human beings cannot be trusted. Okay, I want to bring my doctor, or let's just find a way to come to an agreement. If you're going to have peace by doing that DNA, to just make sure, to let them know that, yes, it's your grandson or is Mohbad's son, and it's going to bring peace. To me, I feel I will just go around the DNAs. We're not talking about money here.
Why drag an issue when you can easily get a result, like, and just let everything go? Why are you dragging it? If you're sure the child is Mohbad's, then just go run the DNA test and get it over with, right? Because the issue has been going on, and it's just too much, right? They're not even giving her the room to mourn her husband. They're dragging her, calling her names and all that. So if you feel this child is Mohbad's child, just go run the DNA test and get it over with and have your peace, right? So that's just what I feel about it. I don't know why they are really dragging it. I feel like they should just run the DNA test and get it over with.
Yes, there's this thing that there's so much untrue and uncertainty.
Yeah.
Because if you're refusing to do something, that means there's a question mark to
yeah.
that. And as human beings, truly, every other person would think
because
that.
like you said at the beginning, I was like, okay, why are they bringing it up now?
Yeah.
This guy never had any doubt
Yeah.
that this child is his, so why are they bringing it up now? But then it's possible because he mentioned something to someone,
Right.
because it cannot just come up.
One day.
There has to be something. There has to be a reason why you're asking for it. And if you're sure you're saying the truth about the child, then just go run the test and
get done with that.
yeah.
All right, let's see what happened to Mohbad. Now, according to a report from the police in 2023. Now, the singer was administered injection by a quack nurse, which that was what we heard. And she said that the injections consisting of tetanus, Tyzoid, paracetamol, and an antibiotic as well triggered the immediate reaction, including vomiting, goosebumps, and convulsions, after which he passed. He was then rushed to a hospital for medical attention, but was pronounced death on arrival. And according to a statement by the medical facility, he did not die in their hospital, and all efforts to resustain him actually failed. And at the end of the day, there was a rush when it came to the whole burial. We know that the burial came immediately the next day in Ikorodu in Lagos State by his family, and the early burial confused the singer's fans and Nigerians at large, given that he was not a Muslim. However, Mohbad's father, Joseph Aloba, spoke up, stressing that he was quickly buried because he was young. He also noted that the land on which he was buried was the only property that he knew his son owned. Called for investigations and an autopsy shortly after his passing, Nigerians began to clamor for an investigation into his death, considering its sudden nature. And according to people around Mohbad, he has performed at a concert 2 days before his passing, and there was nothing wrong with him. This then raises the question in everyone's mind: what happened to Mohbad? And a social media campaign by Nigerians began demanding that an autopsy be conducted on Mohbad to determine the cause of his death. Competitions were written to the governor of Lagos, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, that to the state ahead corona as well. Then the Nigerian police also swung into action and launched an official investigation into his passing and dug up his body from the grave in the Ikorodu for an autopsy. And another case that came up again, we're just trying to give update of what really happened. Now, Naira Marley and Sam Larry. Now, those two, I'm actually going to laugh because there's a statement that always makes me laugh when I think of those people. I know that it's not really funny, but then, the whole issue between 2020 and 2022, Mohbad was signed to Naira Marley's record label, under which he released some of his biggest hit songs before his death. He was involved in a legal battle with the record label to recover some of his royalties. Following his passing, videos surfaced online of assault and harassment he suffered at the hands of music promoter Sam Larry and the record label. The most damning video was one by Mohbad himself crying that Naira Marley should be held responsible if anything happened to him, and the re-emergence of the video on social media after his death enraged Nigerians to call for Marley and Larry's immediate arrest. But at that time, both parties were out of the country and claimed innocent because neither of them were in Nigeria when the singer passed away. And right now, that issue again was a problem because obviously we made emphasis. I think even here we spoke about bullying, we spoke about industry bosses. How do you handle this young artist? Because someone who has dreams, someone who is passionate, and he that he sees where he's going, his bread is going to come from, and then he got the opportunity to be there, and then he gets there and life was miserable for him. And I think Mohbad is a victim of that circumstances, and because he is not alive today, so it's hard for him to come out and defend himself and point fingers and say, yes, did this. So the whole issue of the Sam Larry and Naira Marley thing, just maybe share your opinion on that.
Well, we all know bullying is a very terrible thing because it does a lot to you. Sometimes you survive it, but some people do, some people don't, right? So it's really terrible when you find out people use power to bully others, people that are under them, because I don't know, like we still, it still brings us back to the clarity that we all wanted about the whole Mohbad's death, because this guy claimed that Naira Marley was bullying him, and nobody said anything, nobody did anything about it. Like, it was, he did not just discuss this with. I think it was more like a statement. He actually did a video saying this guy is bullying him, and then nobody did anything about it.
Right.
And then, unfortunately, he died. And then you guys, everybody was out saying, "Oh, he did a video. This, he said that and that." And
nobody came through for
so
him.
why didn't anybody do anything about it? Why now? He's dead already. I don't even see the point. And then, okay, we are bringing it up now, and then we are not even, like, there's no proof. If anybody had said anything when he cried out the first time, maybe we would have gotten more proof, because these guys have money.
True.
Do you understand? They can control whatever.
True.
So if I know you have evidence against me, I can decide to pay you money and ask you to conceal the evidence you get. So I just feel like it still brings us back to people use of power. They used the power they had to bully this guy. They had power over him. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't fight back because he was not as strong, or he didn't have as much money to fight back. But then it was just obvious that there was something. There was something that was hidden, something we still ask. Like, there's questions we are still asking, what actually happened? What was the reason? So was it something he knew? Like, because at some point it was looking like there was something about them that he knew, and they didn't want people to know. So they were trying to keep him quiet. They were trying to bully him to stay quiet and all of that. But who knows what it is? Nobody knows. So it's just, I don't know. I don't like to talk about it much because it's just sad talking about someone that is gone already. Like, whatever you say now can't bring him back, no matter what. So it's just
But I think at the same time, you know, sometimes talking about it is to inform or re-inform a lot of young people who are passionate about their dreams, about being in the industry, because there are a lot of young talents out there. And there are so many people who today, they want to just have the opportunity. And when they get that one opportunity, it's just like a turnaround in their whole, like, it's like their life is going to change entirely and forever.
Of course.
You know, and then if these young people don't understand that, let desperation not make you fall into wrong hands. And sometimes, I think sometimes around that period when last year when Mohbad died, I think we were talking about getting lawyer. You need to have your lawyer when you're signing a contract. Don't just sign contract
because you're desperate.
You are desperate. Read the terms. Get a lawyer. Write those things. Understand. You are the one with the talent. Imagine I'm the one with the gift. You are the one managing the gift. At the end of the day, if I am not there, you will not make that money you want to make from me. So you're supposed to, this music or entertainment bosses, directors, producers, managers, they need to understand that, see, those talents are the eggs, because you're supposed to nurture them, care for them, pamper them, because if they break, it will be hard for you to mend it back. You know, when egg breaks, like everything you lose everything. You lose the egg white, the egg yolk, even the shell. You don't even use the shell as well. Like it's just trash at the end of the day. So I feel those young people are supposed to, you're just supposed to manage them well. It's not all about you trying to make money from someone's head. You're not you're not entitled to it. You're not the giver of talent. You didn't give the person the gift. You found the gift and you want to manage it. And at the end of the year, yes, we don't expect you not to earn from it.
Yeah. So I think there are two ways to this whole music thing, because sometimes you find out that, okay, the record label finds a talent and of course, you know, you have the talent, yes, but you don't have what it takes to
finance.
Yeah, you don't have the finances, and then sometimes they spend a lot trying to make these guys become who they are and all of that. And then once the artist gets money and they feel, okay, now I'm popular, they get greedy and try to maybe sometimes they want to get away from the record label. You find out that most of them leave the label and try to open up their own record label and all of that. So sometimes I feel like well, the truth is they have agreements about these things. I'm sure they have like a timeline where you're supposed to be under the record label and all of that. But sometimes you just imagine you spend a lot of money on someone trying to make the person popular, trying to make the songs popular and all of that. And it's not just about, okay, you have the talent. Some people do. Some people just know how to sing, but they don't know maybe pattern. Maybe there's a pattern to the whole thing, and you educate. They take their time to educate them about these things. And you imagine when you're beginning to make money, okay, or you're trying to get the money you spent on this person back, and the person just ups and tell you, oh, I want to leave the record label and maybe go to another label, or I want to be independent and all of that. Sometimes it's heartbreaking, because you feel like, okay, I put a lot into you to make you who you are right now, and then you just want to leave me. And so I feel like that's why sometimes they tend to want to rip them off, maybe take more money from them and all of that. Do you understand? Maybe get a higher percentage of what the artist is getting and all of that. But I like you said, having lawyers, a lot of people just go into these things without legal advice, nobody to give them, guide them and tell them what to do and what not to do. They just go into it because they are desperate and they feel like, oh, this like a very good opportunity for me. I have to make use of it. Okay, you are thinking you want to take advantage of an opportunity, not knowing that the person giving you the opportunity is trying to take advantage of you. So, like you said, is people should know these things. People should know that yes, you need a lawyer. You need to have a lawyer to guide you on these things. You're not just supposed to go in and sign contracts without even reading through or knowing what the contract is all about. And then there are times you read things and then you just don't understand because you don't have that knowledge. Because you see terms you don't understand, and then you'll just be like, okay, this thing cannot kill me, right? Do you understand? Not knowing that it can actually kill you. So people need to know these things. You need to know what you're signing. You don't just go signing things without someone to guide you and tell you what not to do.
Thank you so much for that. And I think that's like a big deal for all of us. It doesn't have to be a
music artist or
like a general thing. Even if it's like employment, even if it's whatever it is that you're getting, please, let's read. I know that right now, Gen Z, we don't read. But I'm going to really say that really we don't read. Sometimes you'll be like, okay, you just go through and like, okay, you're excited because you feel it's an opportunity for you or something you have been hoping and wishing and praying for, and it's just coming and then you're just grabbing it. No, that is the one mistake we make. So it doesn't have to be about music. It doesn't have to be about record label. Anything that has to do with contracts, agreements, signing, your signature is a big deal. We don't know. Sometimes we take advantage of our signatures. We don't know that your signature is a seal. You don't have to stamp it. That signature is a big deal. So we have to be very, very careful what we use our hands and our pens to sign. You have to make sure you read. You don't understand. There are lawyers. In fact, right now there are lots of lawyers. We have lawyer friends. You have friends. You have family that you can just call and I just saw this. Please let me send it to you. Help me go through it. Maybe you can explain to me better. So I think we need to really, really get to expose ourselves on that. And then still on this Mohbad, I think in conclusion about him today, today, because I feel like he's 1 year and we all, most of us, I think we all love Mohbad. He's so talented and gifted and we all enjoy his music. And, you know, the last thing that happened was the result of the autopsy.
Yeah.
And, you know, they said they had to dug him out and then they conducted an autopsy. And in May 2024, that's just a few months ago, somebody also revealed that, you know, that the cause of Mohbad's dead, like the singer, is definitely uncertain, which we all know. And he also said that the cause of the singer's death could not be determined as his body was too decomposed by the time an autopsy was performed. And he told the coroner, Magistrate Adedayo Shotobi, that in spite of the extensive efforts, the advanced state of the decomposition of the body made a conclusive autopsy impossible. And then Mohbad's family's reaction to the inconclusive nature of the coroner's inquest into Mohbad's death was met with sadness and anger by the singer's fans and family. And guess what? I was very upset too. And I'm like, if it's outside Nigeria, really, there's a way they find a way of getting things done. I don't know. I feel this issue is all about connection. Because, you know, there are certain situations that will happen. See, the result will come out. I feel some things are not impossible. Yeah. And even if they say the body was dug like almost few days, almost immediately, you know. Yeah. And they said when they dug the body out, there was still blood gushing out from his nose and it was fresh. So why did you say the body has started decomposing?
But you know, a lot of these things are just random people saying things on social media, things they are not sure of, and like people just tweet things and without facts, and then whatever we see online we believe. But some of these things are not even true. So we're not sure the body was actually bleeding or whatever it is they said. We're not sure about that. So I don't know. I think sometimes we should just be cautious of the things we post, things we say online, because like you're feeding people wrong information. And okay, now they said the result is inconclusive. They couldn't get the cause of the death because the body is already composed. But meanwhile, we heard the body was still fresh and it was even bleeding or something. So now people have a lot.
I think I personally think it did not, because I think I saw a video of that period. I saw a picture and I saw a video, but I didn't see the body decomposing because I saw a video of I actually saw the video. Okay, so
I actually didn't see any video, so I don't know. I don't know how true that is. And we just I feel we just need to be careful the kind of things we see and say online, because feeding wrong information can cause a lot of damage. Because imagine people getting angry, because it can cause issues. Okay, people saying okay, they are lying, the police is lying, the government is lying about, like, it doesn't sound exactly. So it doesn't sound well, and I just need people to be careful the kind of things they say. Don't say things you're not sure of. That's just
because really some things you can just say them, maybe you're joking or playing, but it can cause so much damage to someone. I know that we're all entitled to our opinion, freedom of speech. We can air whatever it is that we want, but you know what will come to you that, you know, at the end of the day you might not take it easy. Don't send it out to another person, because trust me, you can get the information and it might not sit well with you, and it will affect a lot of people, because this issue will keep that there's going to be this hole that it will be very, very hard to close. Now his family will feel like they are cheated for life. And trust me, I feel like, no, they don't deserve that. You know, it's better there's no death is not better, but you know, when you know that you were there for your child and you were there to bury him and you do it right, you know, you tend to have peace, honestly. Because I can only imagine what the parents are going through, what the mother is going through, how painful this thing is and all of that.
I was really counting on the autopsy, because I felt like it was going to give everybody kind of closure and clarity about the whole death. But then it's so disappointing that we could not get anything from it. I feel like it would have given his family a sense, a relief or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think
Yes, it
that's something.
will.
Yeah, because not knowing because of the death of your loved one can really be traumatizing, and like I can imagine what they are going through, because it just gives them this feeling of, oh, maybe he wouldn't have died, maybe if we had done this, maybe if we had done this differently,
right.
he would still be alive, so who knows.
Well, who knows? We'll just leave it there, like, who knows? But then I just hope that at the end of the day, we all learn from this experience. And all I wish them at the end of the day is I pray they just find their peace at the end of the day. And I pray that Mohbad's soul gets to rest, because man, this issue has just, for the whole 1 year, I think every day there's someone who is talking about Mohbad, because man, it was definitely painful. And then to round up this phase and this moment, I think we're going to take some of Mohbad's songs to just still celebrate him, celebrate the talent, and still remember him for the good thing that he has done in the industry. And at least the vibe, the energy, the dance, the nice music, the nice lyrics, I think let's just get to enjoy Mohbad's music right now.